Okay, welcome to Ox TV. This is my review of the new gameplay footage for Fires of Rubicon Armor Core 6. I've seen the trailer before. I'm enjoying what I'm seeing. It's a few things I'm a little worried about, uh, but for the most part, I'm looking for some change to see where the Armor Core genre can go. I'm looking at the video on Jaded Hero Gaming. So if you wanted to check out the full video with no commentary and just watch the video, go check out his channel, Jaded Hero Gaming. Thank you. Let's get started. Okay, so right off the bat, the graphics look amazing. Uh, Level design looking good. Uh, that right there, that's the first thing I want to talk about. See how he shot the rockets plus the gun at the same time, almost simultaneously. From my understanding, the weapons will be used through the four trigger buttons: R1, R2, L1, L2, all at the same time simultaneously. If that's the case, that is a big difference from what the original Armor Core is. I'm fine with that. I'm happy to see some change to maybe make it a little more mainstream and we can get more and better games. So I'm curious with how that's going to affect the gameplay though, because they used to have armed weapons. So maybe they don't have armed weapons anymore, or you can shoot from either side, or maybe you can even use one armed weapon specifically nowadays. And if that helps, how would that affect the building of your core? The boost in. But you can see how everything seems like it's on a rail. That's obviously some kind of auto lock. And then you notice how they use the shield immediately when he backed up. That's because the shield is obviously on like R1 or R2. One of the other ones, I would assume R1. And then he was shooting, oh no, L1. And he was shooting with the right gun, right trigger. So that's what I was saying. But you can see how they have like a hard lock on system, especially how you can see when he turns around. Plus. And see, melee weapons have combos now, which is great. So. And that's to return to scan mode from 5. It was overly used in 5, if you ask me. But I like how that's going. See? That's nice. See, that right here. That's awesome. I was going to pause for a second. See how he came in when he first came in? He focused and targeted on the first mech, shot the missiles, shot all 4 missiles, and then he turned to the other 2 mechs, the other 2 MTs over on the other side, and he had like a soft lock on system where it wasn't directly focused on one of them. It was kind of looking at both. I wonder how that's going to show itself in the UI, but it's obviously something that's being controlled. That kick right there looks awesome. Love it. I know that they have a stagger meter system in here, something similar to Sekiro. I wonder if that stagger did extra damage from kicking them into a wall, or maybe like an additional small amount of stagger or something. And then, even if stagger happens, I wonder if you can see it like on the mech, like how much more time you have before stagger. But this one obviously blew up, so and then on top of that, when I originally saw that kit, I thought it was something that was a bipedal feature because it was the bipedal mech from the last video. I thought that was just bipedal, but obviously it can be done with whatever legs. I'm not sure about the tractor legs, the tank track legs, but they said something about that being a drift mode, so maybe it has like a little spin or something that can, hit it away or whatever. This stage look massive. Like I'm pumped about how much it seems you can freely roam around. I know they said something about you can kind of choose your trajectory through the place. So depending on what kind of mech you got, you might be able to take a high trajectory and fly over top of some of the stuff, or you can go deep diving and on floors and stuff like that to get through if you got like a more of a heavy tank type build. And then I hope like from like 2 and 3, every time you played it, it's like every other board you can find new weapons, new gear, new AC parts and stuff like that. So I hope that level of exploration is combined with rewarding you of transversing the map and seeing different things like how they did in 2 and 3. I love how you can clearly see what boosters are working and so on and so on. And the controls are different. Like I know in like the original mechs, you can always see when you move, it was like left to right or whatever, because like your screen was like boxed in because of how you move. Like the top trigger buttons are obviously from what I understand seem to be for firing weapons. Back in the past, they used to be for maneuvering, controlling different levels of boost, and so on and so on, like how you turn or whatever it may be. How your boost is, which way you strafe right, left or right. And obviously, this seems to be like a different, I guess you would call it an axis or whatever. It seems as though like moving your stick in that circle would turn your mech around totally, which is cool because you probably can get some beautiful screenshots and background pictures. I build model kits. So I would love to see some Armor Core model kits, or especially if they're customizable, buy different parts and stuff like that. Yeah, see how the neck turned a little bit, but the screen didn't follow him. And then see, look, notice how when he started that whole interaction, he shot off a volley of rockets that kind of split up between each other. That's what I was talking about earlier. And then he went into like a hard lock on system. It's obviously a difference in controls. I'm really curious on how these controls are. But you can tell he picked up a lot from Souls, but it still seems to be true to Armored Core. I know a lot of people gonna complain. Like, see how he just turned totally, and the screen didn't turn with him. His mech just turned right, did a 60-degree turn, and kind of went that away. Uh, that's not normal for Armored Core. And I'm guessing that lets you know that some of the controls are going to be a little more closer to Souls, I guess you could say, with the hard lock on system on. But it's probably more the same with the hard lock on system off from the original Armor. I'm curious on how they're going to do it, but whatever change comes, long as it's good, I'm fine with it. The movement of this is just amazing. And that kick is never going to get old. Now, I can imagine like this, you're fighting like in a versus mode. This is why I was asking about the stagger thing. Just imagine like you got a power bunker, you stagger your opponent, you kick them into a wall, and the wall kind of gives this like stagger almost like another fighting game, and then you go in with the power bunker. Like that would be so awesome when it comes to comboing, and I just the potential for this game is crazy good. And like if you notice, the weapon in his right hand is obviously a rifle. It seems to have a charge mechanic. I don't know if the mechanic is like he's holding down a button and shooting and charging and shooting, or if it's like after so many successful shots or whatever, a charged shot go out. You never know how they're going to adjust the stats for the game inside the game. But it seems to be a charge mechanic, which is I'm totally for. It gives some life and feel to different weapons. That would be awesome. It looks awesome. The mech with the bipedal legs looks awesome. Just everything about this looks perfect. Like that type of combo right there is what, like, see that? Let me run that back. Like that type of comboing is ridiculous, crazy. Like he came in, he got the stagger, did the kick, then he shot him and looked like he re-staggered him somehow. Came in with the three-piece combo, put out three rockets that seem to have some kind of EMP area of effect or whatever it may be, and then it looked like he charged a shot, another charge mechanic for the final swing of that sword or beam weapon or whatever it is called. Right here. Like this looks amazing. You can't get no better than this is mecha genre fucking porn right obviously this is the boss fight from that last trailer. This looks amazing. Again, you can tell he has like a hard locker because of how he's turning around and the fact that he's still shooting the same spot. That rifle is hitting right in the middle, so it must have multiple good spots, maybe one or two. Even that charge shot right there. This looks amazing. And here go the garage. Obviously this is where the back units are at. I wonder how diverse the weapons and possible weapons are going to be add on. And like it seems they dumbed down the screen. Attack power, impact, total rounds. I would assume impact probably has something to do with stagger. Yeah, and they probably have a addition. This is probably just a simple part spec screen. They probably have additional because, like in Armored Core, you can control your specs really tightly. Like you would really want to adjust them to whatever you was trying to protect yourself from or whatever. But obviously, they dumbed this down a lot, and I could probably expect if the genre makes them a lot of money and they continue to make the game, they'll add on more as they go. Because this is supposed to be a complete reset to Armored Core. This is not supposed to be like you don't have to have played the other. Obviously, I can't see around this. But from when I watched the video originally, you see the top 4 units is all your weapons. The next 4 is your body, your legs, your arms, and your feet. And then obviously down the bottom, you see your generator, your FCS, and all that other stuff. The FCS previously used to help control your locking and stuff like that. So we'll see how that affects the gameplay, your generators, and all that other stuff. Expansion slide, nothing. I am curious what that means and how that's going to affect the game. But outside of that, I'm really impressed with what I see. I can't wait to get more information. Obviously, this isn't all. We still don't know how the UI look. We obviously don't know how the UI look. From what I hear, it's pretty good. Game looks a little different, and you can see that they took in some of their Souls experience and added to it, but it doesn't look like a Souls game. It still looks and feel like an Armored Core. It's just going to take some getting used to probably for veteran players. I expect that all the videos on the planet are going to be talking about how different it is and people complaining. You know how people can be. They just like to complain about anything changing. Obviously, there needs to be some kind of change to to the format for the system to be profitable, to continue to get more, because obviously it's been 10 years plus since we got the last game, and that wouldn't be the case if it was selling enough. But this looks like the best mecha genre gaming out there so far. So I'm really impressed. I can't wait to get more and come back and check out the channel if you like to see more and updated content on Armored Core, because it's definitely going to be a main game for me. All right, y'all have a good day.